The practice of Tonglen was brought to Tibet in the 10th century by a man named Atisha. He was came from India, and he brought with him this practice of Tonglen. And along with the practice of Tonglen, he brought a whole teaching, which has come down to us as something that's called the slogans of Atisha, and there are these 49 different slogans, which all somehow are in the spirit of Tonglen. And the book called Training the Mind by Trungpa Rinpoche, a little blue book, gives all of these slogans, and the book that I wrote called Start Where You Are also teaches on all of these slogans. And somehow Tonglen, the slogans are the teachings, and then the Tonglen is the practice that makes these teachings possible. Now, the essence of these teachings that Atisha brought to Tibet is bringing difficult circumstances, using difficult circumstances as the method for waking up completely, or you could say attaining enlightenment. And this is why it's such good teaching for our times. And I guess it was good teachings for those times as well. But that's the earmark of it. It's actually using what is difficult, bringing difficult circumstances onto the path of enlightenment. They become the actual basis for waking up, rather than how we usually think of it as they become a big obstacle. People say, you know, my meditation it would be perfect if it wasn't for my husband, or my boss, or my wife, or my teenager, or my 2-year-old, or my mother or father, or my indigestion, or my heartbreak, or my ill health, or my current failure, whatever it is. That all of that is interfering with my spiritual life, my tranquility, my sort of, this peaceful image that I like to have of myself is being wrecked all the time by the fact that life is causing me to fly into rages continually. So it's very helpful to have a teaching that says that those very difficult circumstances of our lives are the basis of awakening, using those. Now, Atisha himself heard about these teachings. Here he was in 10th century India. He heard about these teachings, but he couldn't find them anywhere, and he traveled to Indonesia, which I'm sure was quite a feat in those days, would be a feat even these days. And he looked all over Indonesia till he found the one person there that was still teaching these, and got these teachings on Tonglen. We have it pretty easy these days. You know, you can see it on video, hear it on audio, come to your local center or whatever and hear the teachings. But in those days, it wasn't easy. So I always feel a lot of gratitude to people like Atisha who are willing to put in all those work, because otherwise it could have just gone extinct. It could have been a endangered species. Way back there in the 10th century, it could have just passed away in Indonesia and never got passed on to anyone. But it got passed on to Atisha, and then he was invited to Tibet, and he passed it on to Tibet, where it really took hold, and through it coming to Tibet that it's been passed on in an unbroken lineage to today. Now, the story about Atisha is that he actually got to the point where he liked difficulties, because he thought of difficulties as the meat and potatoes of becoming enlightened. And particularly, he liked difficult situations, just the situations that you and I just despise. He actually liked, because he wanted to see where he was still capable of being thrown off his seat.